sorry. Yeah, playing games, so I let her talk. Yesterday she told me that she about to leave me. I said, fuck it, bitch, we gon' get some money. I said, fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I went and got some money. Yeah, cause we gon' get this shit the long way. We gon' get this shit the long way. Yeah, back and forth like the pong way. Yeah, man, I'ma get this shit the long way. Get this shit the long way. Just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy. We got them wearing masks, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day. We be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay for me. Yeah, so we gon' get this shit the long way. 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 Yeah, we get this shit the long way. Yeah, cause we gon' be okay. We gon' be okay. Yeah, we gon' get the long way. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm your host, LJ Young. What's up, Aaron, all the way from the UK? Hey, Aaron, I hope you're sharing the message with people in the UK because it's all the same. UK is capitalist. The USA is capitalist. It's all the same. We just use different pieces of imaginary paper. That's it. All right. So welcome to the channel. If you're brand new, I'm the founder of SMD, LJ Young, and what I do is, and SMD is a family. Okay, SMD is not me. SMD is a family. All right. I'm LJ and part of SMD. I'm just like the mouthpiece, the talking head of SMD. And what I do is I'm here to share my gift. And my gift is that I understand that capitalism is psychological, period. All right. Math says it's true, so it is. All right. So this is how it is. Okay. And what I do is I share it with you mathematically. I share it with you mathematically so you can see, because when you're, well, with knowing this, and I'm trying to do it in different ways here. The best way I can explain to you, with knowing this, I also understand that money doesn't exist for debt slaves, and debt slaves are people that that believe they own things with no money of their own. Okay, that's a debt slave. If you believe you own a house with a mortgage, that means you're a debt slave because it's not true. If it's not mathematically true, everything is psychological for you. Home ownership is psychological for you. So if you open up a calculator, put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal, you'll see a large negative number. If it's not mathematically true, it's psychological for you. So you are a loan owner, psychological homeowner. Okay. Okay. A factual loan owner, a psychological homeowner. Okay, these are facts. This is not, that's not my opinion. That's not nothing to do with my age. Doesn't care. It doesn't matter that I'm black saying it. It doesn't matter what state or city I grew up in. Those are just mathematical facts, period. Okay, that's it. Nothing more. And so with knowing this information and knowing that debt slaves are the currency, like no gold, silver, platinum, crypto, nothing exists for debt slaves because they are you guys are the currency. It's you. The stock market couldn't exist without you. Same way goes for the housing market, the car loan market, cryptocurrency, retirement plans, insurance. It's all you, because you guys can't buy anything. So that makes it you. Now, also with knowing this, sometimes I will just browse the YouTube channels, the podcasts on YouTube, all the YouTube channels that like to talk about politics. Okay. What you guys don't know is that the majority of people that do that are mostly debt slaves, people that are in debt, that don't even own themselves. And when you understand how it works, you clearly see, like, this is just my opinion, of course, I'm just telling you something. politicians are placed there so you guys will have somebody always to blame, somebody to point at why your life is not going a certain way, why you can't live somewhere, why you can't afford to live somewhere, why you can't work someplace. Those people are there for you to point at, so you don't ever look in the mirror. The reason why you're not financially getting ahead is because of you. Not the mayor, not the city councilor, not the president, not the vice president. No, no, just you. It's you. Now, I follow politics, but not the same way you guys do. I don't believe I'm left wing or right wing. I'm just on the bird. Because those wings belong to one bird. I'm just on the bird. That's all. I'm just riding. So when I go to these channels, and you guys don't really understand that you don't know to find out who is telling you about politics. Is it a person in debt? Is a person talking to you about politics and the economy? Are they in student loan debt? If they're in student loan debt, I'm here to tell you they are giving you a negative perspective of the economy. They're on the negative side. The economy has two sides, positive and negative. You guys don't know to get your information from, if you're getting it from the negative side, that's the wrong side. You can't listen to someone talk about politics while they're in while they've had student loan debt for 20 years. You don't listen to people like that. They don't know. They don't even own them. If you've had student loan debt that long, listen. If you taken advice about politics from a person in student loan debt, they've had student loan debt for 20 years. That means they don't own themselves. If they have student loan debt, they don't even own themselves. So you guys are getting politics, political advice from people that don't even own themselves. But I'm just telling you something that you don't know. It doesn't matter if they can hear me or not. The majority of debt slaves have no idea what I'm talking about. What's that? What does debt have to do with politics? Nothing to you. And even if you're a person that said that, hey, what does debt have to do with politics? I want you to take a step back and ask yourself, have I ever been debt free ever in my life? That's what you got to say to yourself. Has there ever been one time in my life where I had absolutely no debt? If the answer is no, you have never owned yourself. And if you have never owned yourself, and plus have never even known you don't own yourself, you have no idea the purpose of politics. You have no idea because you can't. The obvious is, it's like, sometimes I'll go into these rooms and I'll walk in there and say, hey, Vice President Harris is going to be president. You watch any day now, any day now. And people make it sound like I'm crazy. What do you mean I'm crazy? I don't hear you guys are talking about the president. He can't read notes. He's falling downstairs and he can't stay. So if that's really his physical ailments and he has to step down, who becomes president? President Harris. I don't get it. That seems very obvious to me that that's about to happen. Am I the only one that sees that? Debt slaves make jokes about the president. Hey, look at him. He can't read. He barely can remember this, memes and funny memes. So what that means, if that is true, which I do not know, I'm just going by what I see on social media. I don't personally know because I haven't talked to the president, so I don't know. That's the only way that will be confirmed if I talk to the president himself. But if that is the case and he has to step down, the rules say the vice president becomes president. Isn't that obvious? As soon as she does, guess what? You guys have a new person to blame and point and do all this other stuff when all you have to do is look in the mirror. I can't be in rooms too long talking about politics. It's just bananas to hear dead slaves talk about politics. Bananas. Hey, it's because of this and that, and the president did he decide what? Do you have student loan debt? Yeah. Are you making car payments? Yeah. Do you have a house? Yeah. Is your student loan debt older than your mortgage? Yeah. Then what are you talking about? You have no idea what you're talking about. If you are talking about politics and you have student loans older than your mortgage, you don't know what you're talking about. Put it this way. If you are talking about politics and your student loans are older than your FHA mortgage, you have no idea what you're talking about. None, zero. The majority, hey, listen, on the flip side, that's how it's supposed to happen. That causes confusion. You guys don't know who to take advice from. You guys go by subscriber count, what kind of house they live in. You guys don't know what to look for. So that's what you guys go by. Hey, this person has 1 million subscribers. They must know what they're talking about. That's not true. Who told you that? Your friends? Anybody. Listen, this is I'm telling you guys what to do. This is all you have to do. Any channel, any finance channel, any political channel, all you got to do is say, hey, can we see your personal credit report? Can you show it to us? You want to be taking advice from people that own themselves. Put it this way. If I want to know intricate details about how taxes work, like if I just want to know more than the average person, you know who I hire to teach me? A person who is personally debt free, that owns a tax business, who is personally debt free. They will teach me everything I need to know, everything. You're probably saying to yourself, well, what does that have to do with another tax person who's in debt? I can't tell you that. Only thing I can tell you is that means they don't know something that they need to know if they're in personal debt and have a business in taxes, dealing with taxes. Business taxes, personal taxes, it doesn't matter. And that goes the same for accountants. Say like this. Say like this. Say like you have an accountant who's certified, CPA, degree, all that bullshit on the walls. And then they start talking about how they're investing. Hey, I'm investing in this. I'm investing in retirement. You ask that person, do you have a mortgage? If they say yes, they just have no idea what they're talking about, because you cannot invest in anything while having a mortgage. You can't do that. So the person that's certified in all this bullshit just told you something that's 100% mathematically impossible. Investing while having a mortgage. You cannot do that. But again, even that is needed in the economy. It causes confusion. If you come across an accountant or a tax person that has all the certifications and the degrees on the walls and the furniture and the cars, and they just look like they look the part, and if they have student loan debt, they just sold something to you that's mathematically impossible, and they don't even know it. Listen, the majority of them don't even know that they're not doing it. The majority of them are not doing it on purpose. They don't know. Did you guys know that there are professional tax accountants, tax attorneys, tax businesses that are in personal debt giving financial advice? No, excuse me, selling financial advice. And the majority of them don't even know that you cannot do that. If you don't own yourself, you can't own anything outside yourself. But they don't know that. That's the part of this gift that I'm here to share with you guys. It's called psychological capitalism. Not many people in the world know what I'm telling you. In the world, capitalism is worldwide. This just doesn't apply to the United States. It applies to the UK, Canada, and whatever countries is capitalist. It's all the same. They just each have their own flavor. That's it. It's all the same. What's the same? The majority must be in debt and not know it. That's the whole key to everything. If you guys knew, just listen to me closely. If you knew you couldn't buy a house with a mortgage, the housing market wouldn't exist because it couldn't exist. So therefore, you must believe you can. I get it. Hey, man, whatever. I don't care. It's business. It's called business. It doesn't matter. It's just business. I don't care. I'm just I'm just sharing something with you. What I'm saying to you is this. There's a positive side, there's a negative side to the economy. You're just on the wrong side. Just come on to the right side. On the positive side, you follow all the tax laws, all the financial rules and laws, you follow them to a T. See, here, let me give you another example. Here, I'm 52, okay? Going on 53 in December. If I walked into a bank today asking for a business loan, the first thing they're going to do is run my credit report, run my personal credit report. Why? They want to see how I've been treating the business of myself. That's the first thing they're going to check. Because they know if you don't treat yourself good, you're not going to treat a business outside of yourself better than yourself. You're not going to do that. So when I walk in and they run my credit, guess what they're going to see? Nothing. They're going to click, they're going to see that nobody owns me, that they're going to see that I own myself, which tells them that I know capitalism is psychological. That's what tells them that. Because the only time you guys would see such a credit report that's blank is when you're 18. 18-year-old people, listen, even when I say this out loud, 18-year-olds don't know what I'm talking about. They're like, what? When you turn 18, they don't know that they're free. At that moment, they're free. They own themselves at 18. Now, if you walked up to an 18-year-old and say, hey, man, you right now, nobody owns you. You're actually financially free at this age. They'll be like, what are you talking about? I'm not, what do you mean financially free? I don't have a big house, nice car. No, no, no. Mean owning yourself. Do you know millions of people don't own themselves and you do today? Now it's your job for the rest of your life to keep it that way, keeping you on the positive side of the economy. When you own yourself, you getting to zero, just like the number chart, okay? You get out of debt, get out of debt, get out of debt, you get to zero. Now, any money you earn is now on the positive side of zero. At 18, all you got to do is keep it that way. How do you do that? Don't finance stuff. Don't believe you're a homeowner with a mortgage. Don't believe that you can buy a car with a car loan. Don't believe you can't buy anything without credit or credit cards. And you'll be rich. Period. What's up, Kang? Omanike? You think 18-year-olds would hear that? What are you talking about, LJ? What do you mean? Hey, man, listen. Now, I'm not even saying I would have listened to a person like me at age 18 because of social media. 18-year-old ain't hearing you with social media. Believe that. They're not hearing a word you're saying. '18-year-old would look at a 53-year-old and say, oh, he's old. That's why he's talking like that. Totally forgetting that they're brand new to earth. Totally forgetting. You only been here for 18 years. What are you talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about. What do you mean? They don't know that they're brand new to earth. But they also don't know that there are people like me that exist. They don't know that because I'm not the majority, and that's how it will always be, because that's how it's supposed to be. When you come on the positive side, guess what? You pay your taxes properly. You're not scared of the IRS because you're following the rules. You're not When you follow the rules, you're not scared of the IRS because you're doing nothing wrong. You're not breaking any laws. If you're going down the road and the speed limit was 35 and you're going 35, would you be looking out for the police? Would you be worried about getting tickets? No, because you're following the law. It's the same thing. The IRS says, hey, when you open a business, you got to do these taxes. And then if you're doing it all over the United States, you got to do the economic nexus. And then okay, whatever. All right, do this, that, this. When you reach this threshold, you got to do this and that. All right, cool, whatever. You know why that is? Because it's you guys that are paying it. You guys pay everything. When it comes to taxes, guess what? Personally, you pay them. Business wise, your customers pay them. You guys pay the taxes. So you'd be a fool not to properly pay your taxes in a business because the customers are paying it. Really what the IRS is saying when you do it right, they're saying, hey, check this out. Charge this tax to the customer, and then when you get it from them, just give it to us. That's what they're all saying. But the majority of you guys decide to keep it. You think you get to keep your money and the money that you can't do that. Just, hey, that's all they're saying. Hey, when you understand how it works, that's all they're saying. Hey, charge this tax to the customer. You can listen, you can charge whatever you want for the product that you create. You can charge whatever you want. But when you do, you put this tax on it, you charge it to the customer, and then when you get it from them, you give it to us. That's it. That's it. No problem. Here you go. Shit, here's your money. I didn't pay for it. They did. That's the positive side of capitalism. All you got to do is just understand it. You know how when you're in the debt matrix, that's all you hear. Watch out for the tax man. Ooh, they hired 87,000 new IRS agents and this and that. Hey, who are they going after? If you're following the rules, you don't care if they hired 500,000 IRS agents. It doesn't matter. Why do you think they hired so many? For you guys not following the rules. I get it. Hey, it's the backbone of the economy. You guys must follow the rules, period. If you don't like it, leave. What'd you say, Kang? I'm having the same issue with my brother. He turns 20 tomorrow. Good luck with that. Good luck. If a 20-year-old had SMD knowledge, oh, ooh, man. If I had this knowledge at 20, oh man. Let me just say this right now. To all the wealthy people in the world, listen, I'm late to the game, okay? But I'm here. L.J. Young with SMD. I'm here. I'm late, but I'm here. I didn't have nobody to teach me. I had to figure this shit out myself. But hey, I'm here. I'm late to the game, but I'm here. Got it. Understand the rules. I understand. It's weird too when you come out of debt. Like when I was coming out of debt, you slowly start thinking things differently. Like when I was in debt, I didn't know I was a debt slave. I didn't know. I just thought debt was part of life. Wrong. That's not it. That's wrong. Debt is just not part. Debt is just not part of life. That only applies to people that believe that. Once I got to zero, I started thinking about things. What's the central bank? How many of them throughout the? Oh, those are reserve central banks. Okay, where's the main one in DC? Why is it there? What's the purpose of it? You just think, and then once you understand how it works, you're like, oh, that's why they're there. Oh, where's money supposedly printed in that building? Okay, whatever. And then when you really get out and find out debt slaves are the currency, and then you look at the paper, you're like, oh, because you could just go to the government's website, right? And look how much they print $100 bill for. It's like 17 cents. Okay, now here's the glitch in the debt matrix. You got to say, if they print the $100 bill for 17 cents, what is its value? Is it 17 cents? Or $100. Guess what it is? Whatever you believe it is. Whatever. I don't care what you believe. If you believe it's worth $100, you just believe it's worth $100. Whatever. I don't care. That's a that's a kind of glitch in the debt matrix to tell you that money is psychological. That's why you're looking at it like, wait a minute, is it 17 cents or $100? It's what they said it is. The government says, hey, we're going to print this. Yeah, we print it for 17, but you value it as 100. Okay, whatever. Those are the rules. Okay. I remember when I first found that out, I went and looked it up. And then I went and asked my friends, I said, hey man, do you know they only print they print money for well under like 20 cents a bill, right? They didn't really have an answer. They didn't really have a like because I was trying to get them to, first they stop and they think like, what? Because that's a glitch in the debt matrix. Once you see a person pause, like, wait a minute. Like if somebody hears this live later and they say, yeah, that's right, 17 cents, $100, and then they just pause and they're like, wait a minute, that's called a glitch in the debt matrix. That's a sign to tell you that there's a different side. You're just on the wrong side of it. That's it. That's all I'm here to put people on the correct side of our financial system here in the US. That's all. I'm not here to change anything. I'm not here to break it down or figure out how corrupt it is. No, you're just on the wrong side of it. Like here, let me give you an example. When you hear when you hear people say, "Hey, tax the rich, tax the rich." First of all, you guys totally forget who are the rich? Who are you talking about? Like people that own Walmart and Amazon and big ginormous companies? Are you talking about them? Yeah. If you tax them, guess they just tax you. You pay the tax. It doesn't matter. Listen, it doesn't matter how high you raise the taxes because you guys will always be paying them because it's you. You guys are the taxes. It's you. So when you say tax the rich, that doesn't mean anything. Okay, it doesn't. You're just on the wrong because the reason why you say, "Hey, tax the rich," the reason why you're saying it like that because you think taxes are bad. Taxes are not bad. Taxes help build wealth, but not when you're in debt. Taxes can only help you build wealth when you're not in debt. But if you are in debt, they can't. You can't do that. I told him straight up, you're already free. Just stay that way. He's caught up on the yeah, that's but hey, Kang, what have I always told you guys? Kang, what have I always told you guys? The debt matrix doesn't care who it has, your friend, your brother, your sister, your mama. It's the equal opportunity slave master. It doesn't care. That sometimes that's a hard fact to swallow when you understand capitalism is psychological and you have a loved one that is young and they have time on their side and you just want them to know so bad or they're not hearing you, you got to chalk it up to the debt matrix. You got to just let it go. All right, well, good luck, buddy. Welcome. SPIV says that pause and stare, and sometimes they stare. They say, "Oh yeah, I know," but they really don't. That is true. That is another one. That's another thing they do. They'll pause and they don't know how to answer. They're like, I gotta say something. Yeah, yeah, I knew that. No, you didn't. I could tell by the way you said it. They don't even listen. They don't even know they're pausing. I want you guys, when you catch that pause, I need you guys to clearly understand that they do not know that they're pausing. They don't know that they're doing that. Thank you, Omanike. Much appreciated. True Hidden Lotus says the profit from the cost of making the money to what it's worth is insane. Yeah, but that's it. What I'm here to tell you guys is this: the reason why, so I can answer the question for you, because I understand that capitalism is psychological. What that should tell you is that the paper is psychological. It's not really relevant. Okay, it's a piece of it, yes, but it's not like what you think it is. But it's very relevant to the, like, if you try to copy it, you will go to prison. Do you understand? So what that really means is, like, if you try to copy money, they said, hey, you try to copy this, you're going to prison, right? What you got to look at it the proper way. They said, if you copy this, we're going to take something from you that's more valuable than the paper you're trying to copy, because time is the most valuable commodity on earth. There's nothing above time. So they say, if you copy this, we're going to take something from you that's more valuable than the paper. Now, if you're a person that decides to go ahead and try to copy the paper and try to think you're going to get away with it or whatever, the orders in your life are incorrect. You got money as number one, and you got time as number two if you decide to do that. Because the reason why you would, even if you copy the money, knowing that you could possibly go to prison, the reason why you're doing it is for money. That means the order in your personal life is wrong, because you're risking something of more value for something of less value. That's wrong. Time is number one, always. Nothing comes before time. So when you see that, like, say, like, when you see it and you say, damn, you can go to prison for copying a piece of paper, there's a reason for that. They're telling you the seriousness of it. There's a piece right there that you're not seeing. And just because you don't understand it, you don't get to go ahead and just do that, because you don't understand why is that penalty so severe. You just need to understand the purpose of it. Well, that should tell you there's something there that you don't know or see. And if you've been in debt all your life, you're never going to be able to see it. Yep, that's true. They will pass, of course. When you get on the positive side of it, let me put it this way. When you get on the positive side of it, and I look at the owners of, like, Walmart, Elon Musk, the big Amazon, you know how I see them? They just had a head start. They just had a head start on me. That's it. They were probably taught psychological capitalism since birth. It's probably been taught through their families for generations. Who knows? Who cares? I don't really care. I'm not jealous of it. It is what it is. I don't care. I'm just here to say they just have a head start on me. I would have been one of them a long time ago. I just had to learn it the hard way by what? Actually doing it. You know how much sacrifice it took to get out of debt? You know how many debt slaves I had to ignore their comments and what they're saying? Oh man, look, he's driving an old car. He's living with his sister. He ain't going on vacation. Man, what's wrong, dog? You used to go on vacation with us every year. You can't afford it now, debt slave. You have no idea what you're talking about. You can't. Debt slaves don't even know why man, it's just bananas. It takes a lot of sacrifice, but it's worth it. 100% worth it. There's nothing like it. It's like a fucking superpower. It's like a superpower. I always like to tell this so you guys can understand the level of what I mean by a superpower. When I first got out of debt, I followed Dave Ramsey. I had no idea what I was in. I was even in debt until I found Dave Ramsey. Followed his plan. His plan says basically take this calculator and my baby steps and follow it and just do it. That's what it says. That's what it breaks all the way down to. Use the calculator and his baby steps and follow the plan to get out of debt. Period. Follow the baby steps to get out of debt. Period. That's it, right? But then when he gets down to he says, hey, when you get down to your mortgage, start putting away 15% into retirement. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. What? What? So I get down to this point and all of a sudden I stop using the calculator. Why would I stop using the calculator here? Why would I stop using the calculator? Because I have a mortgage. Why would I stop doing that? Because the calculator says I don't have any money to put 15% into retirement. I'm in $400,000 worth of mortgage debt. I'm a long ways away of putting 15% into retirement, hundreds of thousands of dollars to be exact. Oh, I go to one of your financial pros, which they're going to tell me how I can do something that's mathematically impossible. Oh, that's business. This is where I get off. That's it. Nothing personal. This is where I just get off of. Oh, you can't do that. That's called business. Oh, okay. Got it. Then he sells, the investor pros sell you something and show you how you can do something that's actually mathematically impossible. And they're going to sell it to you. Nothing personal. It's business. Don't care. Whatever. Do your thing. Nothing's wrong with it. Nothing's illegal about it. Nothing. I'm just sharing something with you. Split off and did my own thing. I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and stick with the calculator all the way through. I just didn't get out of debt and say, oh, wow, capitalism is psychological. It didn't happen that way. That took years. That took years. Once you understand how it works, once you understand capitalism is psychological, the financial world becomes quiet. What do I mean by that? I no longer hear debt slaves talk about money. When you see these videos on YouTube talking about, oh my God, interest rates are going up for cars and houses, and then they're only talking to people who finance shit. Do you understand? That's the only people they're talking about. If interest rates are doing this and that for car loans, they're talking to people who finance cars, not me. So I don't listen to people talk about that. Housing market rates are doing this and that, and the interest rates are so what? That's only for people who think they can buy houses with mortgages. Those are the people that worry about housing market interest rates. Do you understand? You don't. That's called the negative side of the economy. You don't have to be there. You can be on the positive side. Listen, there must be people on both sides for this to work. Okay, it has to be. But people are listen. An economy cannot work without humans. Do you understand? Economies cannot work without humans. So there must be people that understand, and there must be people that do not understand. The majority must not understand, and there must be a few of us that do. Period. Hey, nothing's wrong with that. It's everybody's lovely and beautiful and happy and wants you to become a millionaire and billionaire and rich as you want to be, because there's plenty for everybody on the positive side. There's plenty. It's like, here's an example. You'll look up and see how much Jeff Bezos is worth, okay? You'll say to yourself, wow, Jeff Bezos, there's two things that you don't know, because debt slaves, you guys don't know the difference between personal debt and business debt. You'll look and say, oh, Jeff Bezos is worth $7 billion. It's like, okay, first of all, Jeff is not worth $7 billion. His companies are worth $7 billion, not him personally. But since he's the headpiece on it, you guys will associate yourself to that. Second of all, even let's say like it was him personally with 7 billion. Okay, this is just a number I'm throwing out there. Okay, I don't know. I don't really look up people's net worths like that. I really no purpose for me doing that. But anyway, say like it was him personally. That should tell you that there's enough. If one person can have $7 billion, that means there's plenty for everybody that understands that capitalism is psychological on the positive side. Don't look at it like, oh my God, I will never be able to have that much money. You say, wow, there's that much money available? Yes. Why do you think mortgages stay around 400,000 for the average person? Because if they were any more, people wouldn't be able to buy houses. Plus, you guys don't buy houses. If the banks did listen, if the banks didn't give you the money to buy the house, there would be no housing market. Debt slaves. You see a house, you drive by. Oh wow, that house is a good price. It's around 400,000. Wow, okay, that's a good price here in California. You got $400,000 in your bank account. If that's such a good price, do you have $400,000 in your bank account? No, then what are you talking about? What are we talking about? But then all of a sudden you think you can go to the bank, borrow the money, now it's your house when you didn't have the money in the first place to buy it. Who cares if all your friends think they're pulling out equity in their house? Nobody can own equity in a mortgaged house. The only entity that owns the equity in a mortgaged house is the bank. SBIV says Amazon, $1 billion company, says nothing in pays nothing in taxes. There's clearly something they know that most don't, but anyone could learn it. See, let's say two things, okay? Because people don't really understand this. In order to do what Amazon is, what they're saying, it's twofold, okay? It's twofold. Physically and psychologically, taxes. They don't pay taxes, okay? The reason why they clearly understand that capitalism is psychological, clearly. So they build, they make I'm sure, I don't really understand how but I'm sure they make a deal with the city. Hey, if we bring our big bad company to your city, can we get tax breaks? You know what the city says? Yes. Of course, if you're going to bring that many jobs and blah 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 to our state, of course we're going to give you tax breaks. That's why they don't pay taxes. Okay, that's how it works. Why do they get such tax breaks? Because they're adding positivity to the economy. Of course, you give tax breaks to big companies. Look how many jobs they are creating. Of course, you get tax breaks. Hence, not paying taxes. And listen, any taxes they do, any fees or whatever they may pay, they may have to pay just simply doing business. Guess who pays for that? You. When you create a successful business, guess who pays all your business taxes? Your customers. Guess who pays your taxes, period, for your business? Your customers. Guess who pays your personal taxes because of your business? Your customers. But first, you must create a product that brings value to the customer. Tesla, electric car. Wow, that's value. Apple, look at the phone, look at their product. It's quality product. It's just not, Apple is just not a high price product. It's a high price quality product. They have their customers physically and psychologically. They have Apple customers that would never leave them in a million years to go to Android ever. And listen, imagine this. Imagine how many customers Apple has that finances their phones. Number one, that's already bread right there when they finance phones, okay? Every single year. Apple makes money, the carrier makes money. They're just making a killing off you debt slaves with cell phones. and the bank, and then you guys get insurance, and oh my God. Apple, listen. I'm late to the game. I'm late to the game. Okay. But SMD will also be $1 billion company. SMD will be $1 billion company too. I'm just late to the game. I hope you guys hear me. Plus, it raises the value of the properties around them. Yes, all that, all that. Oh man, I know so many people with Apple credit card. Man, Apple's killing the game. They're killing it. They're making so much money, they made their headquarters look like a spaceship. That's how much money they have. Hey, let's do something different. What? Make our shit look like a spaceship. Okay, whatever. What's up, Malik? You guys, you don't have to be. Did you know you don't have to be big like Apple to not pay taxes legally? Tax evasion is illegal. Tax avoidance is legal. Why is it legal? Because you're telling the IRS everything you're doing. Here, IRS, this is all my money. Here's my bank accounts. This is what I did for my business. This is the profit loss. Here's all the receipts that I used to buy the equipment for the business. Here's all the money I didn't try to put some dinners on that really didn't have. I didn't try to buy something and really use it personally. You're not doing any of that. What's up, Jacquees? People going to be financing the bows and wrapping paper on the finance Christmas gift. Hey, listen, check this out. I was driving down the road the other day, and I looked over at a title loan place. Do you know that place looked like a car lot, a used car sales lot? That title loan place had so many cars on it, it looked like a used car lot. Let me tell you something, you guys. The people that you guys are following on financial channels, looking like they got money on social media, there's a lot of people lying. All you guys do is this: drive to all the title loan places. Look how many cars they have on the lots. Wait a minute, is that a pawn shop, or is that a car? Wait, that's a car lot or a title loan place? If you're walking into listen, this is the hard truth, okay? If you're walking into a title loan place to get a loan against the title of your car, they're going to financially abuse you. Because only people in very bad situations do that. They're going to financially abuse you. I mean, I drove by there, man. That lot was full. I was like, what? Damn, there's a lot of liars out here. There's a lot of liars out there. All you gotta do is stop watching the social media. All you gotta do is just drive down your street, go to your local title loan place, and check how many cars are in there. Now, if you see that, right, now you imagine how many cars the banks have repoed. Okay, probably a football field of cars. I was done listening to the family about finances once I saw them financing some home updates, flexing online while openly hoping Biden pushes student loan debt. Oh my goodness, I know. But this is what I want most of you guys, you SMB followers that do follow me. I want you guys to really let this sink in. They don't know. Debt slaves don't know that you can see them. They don't know that you can see what you can see because they don't know what they're doing. They believe if they refinance their house and do some upgrades on the house, they've just increased the value of the house. They really believe that. They believe they can borrow the money for the house. Like, here's an example. Debt slaves will talk about having a second mortgage on a house like it's nothing. Hey, yeah, I just took out a second mortgage and then I did some upgrade. Like it's totally nothing, just out in the open and public in front of everybody. You know why they do that? Because they obviously don't know. If they knew, they wouldn't say that out loud in public. When you hear a debt slave mention a second mortgage, that means they have no idea why they needed the first. That's what that means. They don't know why they needed the first mortgage because they got, listen, 2 mortgages on one house. Let me say that again. 2 mortgages on one house, and they think that shit is normal. And they say it out loud. Hey, yeah, I took out a second, got me a rental property, and then now I'm doing cash flow and this and that. No, you just have 3 mortgages. What are you talking about? You ain't making no cash flow. How are you cash flowing with 3 mortgages? You're not debt slave. You're not. Oh, the bank ain't getting over on me. Yes, they are. You just don't know it. You can't do nothing with it. Listen, debt slaves can't do shit without the bank. Nothing. They believe, and since they can't, they believe that they're getting over on the bank by borrowing their money somehow. Yeah, they don't know what we're doing. They ain't getting nothing from me. Yes, you came to them. The bank didn't come to you. The bank came. You came to the bank. And they've been around for hundreds of years. And you think with your bad credit and credit score and no money, you're going to come in and trick them. Listen, they have trillions of dollars. You have student loan debt and car payments. They have trillions of dollars. You have an FHA mortgage with student loan debt older than the mortgage, but you're getting over on the bank? No, you're not. SBIV says it's about be crazy seeing DS line up for designer holiday gifts. Oh, debt slave. Oh, excuse me. Debt slaves line up for design. Line up for gifts. Wow. Bananas. What's up? I'm just an alien. It's holiday season. Congratulations to all the credit card companies. Debt slaves about to add more slave chains. They sure are. Hey, listen. Capital One, American Express, Visa, MasterCard. Congratulations to you guys. Congratulations. I don't know how long it took you guys. I don't know how long it took you guys to make debt slaves believe credit is money, but hey, congratulations to you. Ooh, I know what I know. You guys love it when Christmas time comes. Oh man. Ooh, I know you guys love it when Christmas time comes. Congratulations, Visa. That's a HELOC, right? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Is that combined into your mortgage payments or separate? I think it's 2 separate payments. I don't know, but you don't even have to go that deep. Just say 2 mortgages on one house. 1 mortgage on one house is wrong, but you have 2 mortgages on one house. That's really wrong. Gabriel says this is going to be for the first 40-year more. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Where's that other one? Crazy. Christmas time coming. Debt slave's about to go deep too. And you know what's so crazy? Listen, this is how powerful it is, okay? Debt slaves know January is around the corner. Knowing they got payments that are about to kick in come January. Nothing's going to stop that. The president's not going to stop it this time. It's coming. Debt slaves will still throw a Christmas. They will still have a big Christmas. Still. No matter what, they will still have Christmas. Did you guys know, like, income tax checks, they help boost the economy? That's why, because for the longest of me, I was like, when I was a debt slave, these are things I used to think when I was a debt slave, when I was at work, when I had a regular job, right? I would say to myself, why do I have to file taxes as a regular worker? Why do I have to file taxes when they already know every single dollar that I make because my employer reports it to them? It's like, what? Why do I have to file if you guys already know? Right? It just perplexed me. I was like, huh. I mean, I still filed, still do what I was supposed to do, but I used to always, well, you already know. And then I thought to myself, well, maybe they just want to see if I'm going to lie or something. I don't know, right? But then I used to always, just like everybody else, look forward for big income tax return checks, because they know that when you get a big income tax return, you're not putting that money on debt to pay off debt. You're going to go buy shit, pay off Christmas, go on vacation, buy stuff that you don't need. You guys take that money and boost the economy, because you guys believe when you get them income tax return checks, you guys think that they're giving you some money. No, they're just giving you back the too much money that you gave them during the year. That's all that is. They're just saying, hey, you gave us too much. Here you go. The spending seems to get more extreme each year, but I really don't think they can afford this. You know what, SPIV, I agree with that. Things this year, this is what I'm wondering, okay? Here is Christmas coming up. First, you got to get through Thanksgiving. They're going to have Thanksgiving. They're going to have the Christmas. Hey, you only live once. You're going to die. They always come up with the debt slaves love to come up with these sayings. You only live once. You're going to die. You can't take it with you. All this, but live like a slave while you're living. Live like a slave when you're living. Instead of telling their kids, no, hey kids, not this year. I have no money to buy gifts. Hey, family, friends, I can't come to X state to do our annual Christmas, this and that, because I have no money. Now, many people don't have the balls for that. Those are the kind of sacrifices that you must make to get out of debt. To be here, to understand capitalism is psychological, to ever understand what I'm talking about, those are some of the sacrifices that you must make to get here. Nope, I'm not buying anybody anything for Christmas because I have no money. Nope, I'm not coming to Hawaii for your wedding because I have no money to get there. Why am I still driving my old car? Because I have no money to buy a new one. Why don't I have a house? Why? Because I'm 32. Because I have no money to buy one. That's what you're going to have to say to a lot of debt slaves that believe you can buy houses and mortgages, houses and car loans with cars with loans. True Hidden says they had an article saying the most people who use credit cards to buy gifts take them 9 months to pay off the average. No, I think it's more than that. I think they're talking about people that actually pay off their credit cards on time. Like when you hear the word average and whatever they say after that, and you fall into that category, what they're talking about, that means you're part of the average. What you don't know is that you don't have to be part of the average. Here, let me give you an example. Say like you hear, like, for example, the average car payment is $700 a month, right? Say like you came across an article that says, hey, the average car payment is $700 a month. If you just did this and that and this and that and blah, 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 and you're reading it and you fall under all the things that they're talking about, the person with the average car payment of $700, you can choose to buy a car in cash, a lower end car in cash, and now you're no longer part of the average because you don't have a car payment. If you saved up $5,000 and bought you a reliable Honda Accord instead of a $70,000, $80,000 Cadillac Escalade with $1,500 a month payments, you're no longer part of the average because you don't have a car payment. Cupcake says, my friend is selling her brand new house and she has a buyer and says she will make a $60 profit on a $300 house. She's looking for another house, but she can't afford the first house. Wow. And is that right? What you're saying? $60 profit? Are you saying that right? Should I told him I couldn't go now debt free? Oh, should I told him I couldn't go now debt free? I must be talking about what I said earlier about the house. When you understand how it works, right? Your perspective of everything is different now. My perspective is not the same perspective as it was when I was a debt slave. I know when I hear somebody talk about the housing market, I know 98 to 99% of the housing market is people with mortgages. They don't own nothing. Do you understand this? So it doesn't matter what part of the country you buy a house in. They don't own it. So if you have a friend that you know that has a nice house, all you got to do is say, hey, do you have a mortgage? If they say yes, so what? They don't, who cares about the house? It's not theirs. It's not their house. That's the bank's house. That's the bank's house. That's not their house. When you hear the word, like, here's an example. Here's my perspective. When I go to channels, YouTube channels talking about finances and houses and equity, when I hear the word equity, that instantly tells me whoever's talking about that are talking about mortgages. Because if you own your house with no mortgage, equity, the word equity has nothing to do with anything. All you worried about is value and appreciation, nothing to do with equity. If you own your house, no mortgage, the only thing you focus in on is value and appreciation. Nothing to do with equity, nothing. People that use the word equity are people with mortgages because they believe you can own the equity in the mortgage house when that's not true. You can't own the equity in the mortgage house. You can't. The only entity that owns equity in a mortgage house is the bank. Why? Because they own it. Nothing against the bank. Nothing. That's called business. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so she's making $60,000 profit on a $300,000 house. She's looking for another house now, but she couldn't afford. Oh man, so she's gonna get right back in it, and she made a $60,000 profit, and she's about to bury herself right back in it. Now, put it this way. Say it like this. Say like this is an example because I'm not saying her particularly, right? Say like a person did do that. Say like a person sold a house and they made a $60,000 profit on the sale of the house. Okay. But that same person has $100,000 in student loan debt. 60,000 minus 100,000 is negative 40,000. That person really doesn't have $60,000 at all. Even though that, listen, even if that person had the $60,000 in cash in their hand, but they had $100,000 in student loan debt, they don't have $60,000 in their hand. They have negative $40,000 in their hand. I'm really considering selling my car. Thankfully landed a okay, cool. Is your car got payments on it? The American economy is a puzzle with 9 pieces. A wealthy West Palm Beach man once told me, the American economy is a puzzle with 9 pieces. Huh. Interesting. 9 pieces. I wonder why he said 9 pieces. I would love to know what that meaning is. 9 pieces. I'm gonna think about that. Maybe he's pointing to something. No, you know what? True Hidden Lotus. Let me tell you something. Feeling the mistake and pain of it is part of the debt-free process. Like, you knowing that you have a car with car payments right now, you already know that it's wrong. So now you're feeling the pain. So you're ready to just get out of it. The reason why that pain, you need to feel it because it can't be made up. I can't just tell you, hey man, buying a car with car payments, that's going to really make you feel like you got to feel it. So once you get rid of that car and sell it, whatever's going to happen, now you will never accidentally finance a car again under no circumstances. Because you're feeling the pain of making payments right now. I couldn't even imagine doing electronic monthly payments for a car payment. I just couldn't even though I did it for years as a debt slave, thought it was normal, thought car payments were normal. Today, oh no. 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 I remember when I was getting out of debt and I was paying off my car, my bank was calling me, hey, you almost paid off your car. You did such a good job. You made all your payments and you want to refinance, get you a better car? We got a great deal, percentage rate on loans for brand new. No, and no. Why do they do that? Because without you, they make no money. When a SMD family member starts, put it this way, when somebody comes here and understands this knowledge and they're like, oh shit, I'm a debt slave, let me get out of debt and start paying off their debt, the bank is going to immediately know, because you guys have what you guys don't know, you have patterns. Okay, say like you, just like everybody else, just like the majority of debt slaves, believe car payments are normal. So, and you've been with the same bank for years. You've refinanced many cars through the bank, same bank. You trust them. They treat you good, whatever, because they ain't really got nothing to do with that. It's just business, right? Then all of a sudden you come across this SMD knowledge. You're like, oh shit, I got to get this car. And then all of a sudden you start doing what it takes to get out of debt, pay your car off. Your pattern changes with the bank immediately. Immediately, they're going to be like, wait a minute. This person was making their payments on time. Now they're dropping thousands a month. They will know that you've been talking to somebody because that hasn't been your pattern for over 10 years. You've been dealing with the same bank so long, you've never had a paid off car with them because you kept refinancing cars with them over and over and over. He said one of them is education. Okay, that's it. That's it. He wanted me to find out the rest. One of them is education. I'm going to research that. Believe that. When I think about, like, here's an example. Now that I know capitalism is psychological, I think about my experience in public school. Now I clearly see the purpose of public school. I clearly said, hey, learn this stuff, learn this history, learn this about our country. And I get it, to make you a functional person in the society. get a good education, get a job, go work for a great company that has great retirement plans, so you can retire from a company and with good health benefits and blah 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 blah. I get it, but nobody's there to tell you, hey, wait a minute, you don't have to do it that. There's another way. You can create a successful business and own the time in your life instead of selling it to a job. They don't like when I think about school that none of that was taught to me. And but I get it. I understand I understand the purpose of public school. I totally get it. The the type of knowledge what I'm talking about, not many people know. So you don't need big huge campuses to teach this. You can teach this in a house. A school like this could be in your neighborhood in somebody's house and you wouldn't even know it. What's up, Andre? Hey, Andre, read what Gabriel says right here. You have any you have an idea of what he's talking about right there? Not Gabriel, but the guy that was telling him something. I was gonna send that to you. I was gonna copy and paste and send it to you. See if you had an idea. My bank called me to tell me about some special loan I qualify for. I told the lady if they ever call me about getting a loan, I will I will close my account. God damn, they probably hang up. What a freaking prick! What a prick! What a prick! What a PCA! Oh man. I'm telling you, I'm just an alien, man. He's hardcore, man. Friends, family, damn. Me too, LJ, is rewiring your brain on public education. Yes. Public education, man, when I look at it, put it this way. I remember being in school, right? And every now and then I would come across a person that says, hey, public school is programming, it's this and that, and blah, blah, blah. But when you're in it, you don't really know what that person's talking about. You start thinking about movies and, hey, we follow this and do it. It's like that, but it's not like that. Like, for example, the earlier what I was telling you, hey, get an education, go to a great college, get a great job, blah, blah, blah. And so you follow that trend, but you don't really know. You don't have to follow that. Put it like this. You can clearly see Jeff Bezos didn't follow that plan. Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, Richard Branson, all the big name people, they clearly, movie stars, actors, they didn't follow that plan. Well, I'm going to stick with business owners because actors could be owned too. So business owners. I'm just talking about business owners. And what I read, I read it on the internet, but did you guys know the brain can physically rewire itself? I didn't know that. I read that. And now don't quote me on that. That's something I read on the internet. But the brain can physically rewire itself. That is true. That has to be true because that's the only way I know capitalism is psychological. It has to be. It has to be true. Because when I say capitalism is yeah, exactly. There we go, Outcast, for sure. I'm here to tell you that is true because I know for 100% mathematical fact that capitalism is psychological, and I didn't know that before. I'm 53. I didn't wake up till like 40. I went from child to a grown man, 40, 41, 42, without knowing that capitalism was psychological the whole entire time. I thought mortgages were normal. I thought car payments were normal. I really thought I was saving for retirement. I really thought I was buying money for insurance plans to make money to do this and that. I really believe I was doing that. That's wrong. That's all wrong. You're not doing nothing. You can't save for retirement while having a mortgage. Who told you that? Dave Ramsey? Hey, you can't go to listen. You can't go to Dave and say, "Hey, Dave, that's not true. You can't save for 15% to retirement while having a mortgage." You think you're going to go on this show and say that? No, you're not. That would be bad for business. I get that. Totally get. I, I totally get why I would never be invited on his show. I totally get it. Totally. I respect it because I still respect it. Without him, I wouldn't be here on the mic today. Let's make sure that's clear. Came across Dave Ramsey. Hey, just take this calculator and these baby steps and follow the plan. That's it. Nothing else, Dave? Nope. Just do that. Cool. I'm free. Neuroplasticity. I got a warning for you guys, though. This is the warning. Once you cross over, there's no going back. You can't just unknow. You won't be able to unsee. Once you see, there is no unseeing. You can see all the financial phonies and scammers and people that are not really telling you the whole truth and part of the truth. And when it comes to money, they're just, hey, it's just business. As long, and listen, put it this way. As long as whatever they're doing is legal, I don't care what they're doing. As long as it's legal. That's it. I don't care. $13 pieces for us. See? There you go. Hey, Gabriel. Andre just gave us the answer. It's 13 pieces, not 9. Okay? Thanks, Andre. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. I need to know what those 13 are. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. I need to know what that means. 7 seen, 5 unseen, 0 over all. 7 seen, 5 unseen, 0 over all. Hold on for a second. Sports has to be one. First I got to know the category. I don't know if sports has anything to do with what we're talking about. So psychological, physical, debt slaves. Something to keep debt slaves busy. Each governed by God, angel. Freaking code stuff. You guys tired of it? Hey, listen. You want to be freer than you ever been before in your life? You want to do that? You want to be in a place that you didn't know existed? You want to be there? You want to be in a place that, hey, you want to look at taxes a different way, like, hey, they help you build wealth, they help you grow. You want to be freer than you ever been free before? Hey, listen, you walk around under debt slaves cannot hear me or see me unless I pull my mask down in public. Unless I say something for them to identify me as an alien, they don't know that I exist. LJ, one time I heard you say, look at everything as just a thing. Yep. If people didn't focus on name brands or impressing other debt slaves, it would change their life for sure. It would. Everything is you guys, what I'm just an alien saying is that from this perspective, the SMD perspective, everything is a thing. Now, here, let me give you an example. Say like I'm walking down, I'm in Miami on the strip, and a Ferrari, a 2022 top of the line Ferrari is driving down the street. Now, I see the Ferrari. It's a beautiful car, but it's still a thing to me. Okay. It's still, the Ferrari is a thing. Okay. Now, the average person will start to, the average debt slave will take a picture. Listen, take a picture next to the car. This is what debt slaves do. They'll take a picture next to a Ferrari, just like a person that's taking a picture next to a Ferrari, because people that own Ferraris don't take pictures next to Ferraris like people that don't own Ferraris take pictures next to Ferraris. Like if you own the Ferrari, you wouldn't take a picture like a person that doesn't own the Ferrari would. Do you understand? That's the difference, right? But even if the person's driving the Ferrari, I don't know if they're making payments on their Ferrari. Do you understand? Because if they're making payments, I can tell you one thing. The bank doesn't give a fuck about that Ferrari. Just the person driving the Ferrari. Debt and taxes is two pieces right there. True. Gotta be. Debt and taxes. Education for sure. Yep. Debt, taxes, negative. Okay, hold up. I'm losing count. Okay. Negative, positive, 1, 2. Debt, taxes, 4. Education's 5. Psychological and physical, 7, right? Psychological and physical. Property. Psychological and physical got to be in there. Sports, think Coliseum. Okay. Old Hermetic beliefs taught to pharaohs and kings. That's what I think when I think about, like, for example, football. I think to myself, they're playing a sport that could possibly kill them or paralyze them for the rest of their lives here on earth for a certain amount of money. I remember one time I caught a game, and I don't follow football, but I caught a game, and this one dude got tackled, twisted his foot all the way around to the opposite direction. His foot got twisted from front to the back. Now, of course, that can be fixed, right? But guarantee you that foot will never, ever, ever be the same as it was before it got snapped. Ever. Like today, the way I think, like today, I'm glad I didn't play football, because I think about it this way as a 53-year-old man now. I could only imagine how my body would be at this age because I need this body to live out the rest of my life. And if it's all messed up from injuries, I'm not going to have a very mobile, pain-free older life to enjoy, listen, to enjoy all this money that I made tearing up my body when I was younger. Because I guarantee you this, and I don't even know this for a fact, it would just make sense. I guarantee you the owners of football teams, they don't have their children playing football. I highly doubt it. Now, I don't know that for a fact. I don't know if a sports player, if you're a sports fan, do you know, and this is a question to sports fans, football sports fans, do you know of any owner of a league, their children playing in the football league? Do you guys ever heard of that? I'm not even gonna look it up because I don't really want to, but I'm just saying, do you even know that? Yeah, violence for sure. Okay, let me see. Debt, taxes, property, education, people. One, two, three, four, five. Two of them got to be physical and psychological. It has to be, right? Am I right, Andre? Physical and psychological has to be in there. Because right there, listen, even my picture right here in the center, we all know that the red notes are just as real as the green notes. But we know that the red notes are psychological, but they're just as real as the green notes. So it has to be physical and psychological. It has to be. Like, okay, here, let me give an example. I'm gonna give you guys an example, okay, with these red and green notes, so you guys can get why I believe physical and psychological. Now, imagine if I had the prop money in my hand, $100 green note and 600 in red notes. Okay. Now I take a person. Now a debt slave would know the purpose of what I'm doing. Now pretend I'm talking to the SMD, and then I'm talking to a person, a debt slave with a car payment. Now a person that understands SMD. So imagine me holding up the green note saying positive, holding up the red note saying negative, hold up the green note and say physical, hold up the red notes and say psychological, and then hold up the green note one more time and say psychological, and then hold up the red notes and say physical. And this is why, okay? I'll have a debt slave hold the $100 bill in their hand and open up the calculator app in the other and say like their car payment was, the average car payment is $700. I would have them put in 700, have them put in 100, which is the green note in their hand, minus the 700, and then hit equal. Okay. Don't, and have them not tell me the what the answer is, right? And then ask the debt slave, according to the calculator, do you have $100 in your hand? Okay. The debt slave is going to say no. Now, to the SMD family members, that instantly makes the green dollar bill psychological in their hand because the calculator saying they don't have $100 in their hand. Okay. Now I remove the green $100 bill out of their hand and replace it with 600 negative dollars, which is the red notes. And then ask the debt slave again, according to the calculator, do you have 600 negative dollars in your hand? They're going to look in their hand and they're going to say yes. And to the SMD family members, I turned something that was psychological to physical. You see? And everything is true because the calculator says it's true. Everything is connected. I started to notice that lately It is. Everything is, for sure. One sun and 8 planets. Any questions? I'm going to get bored. Any questions? This stuff goes deep. I want you guys to really understand that this goes deeper than you could ever imagine. Ever imagine. Studying the Greek or Roman god attributes help. I could see all that coming into play. There are no consequences. Debt slaves have millions of. This is all you got. SPIV. There's trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt. That's all red dollars. There's trillions of dollars in car loan debt. That's red dollars. Trillions of dollars in student loan debt. That's red dollars. Trillions of dollars in credit card debt. That's red dollars. Since red dollars are psychological, there are no limits. There's no need to print red dollars, but they exist just like the green ones. It's just a matter. I want people that come to this channel and follow me, and I appreciate you all. And a special thanks to people that do send me cash apps from watching the video. I appreciate it. Let me give this out again, just in case. There's my cash app. If for those of you guys listening, maybe listening in the car, my cash app is SavingsMinusDebt. SavingsMinusDebt. Okay. Appreciate it, Django Geek. Appreciate it. See what I'm saying? Would you put it this way, SPIV? You see the picture? You see the picture in the middle of the screen right there? I created something that's psychological. Red notes don't exist. I created that. I brought something that's psychological to physical with the red notes. They don't. The reason why you guys can see them and I'm gonna be able to use them when I'm on stage because I created them. Now, I'm not saying I actually made the red dollars. I'm just saying I know how to properly use the red dollars. They are just as real as the green ones. Debt slaves don't know that. Put it like this. If they printed red dollars and required by law, debt slaves could only spend red dollars, everybody could see everybody. You would immediately be able to see who has money and who doesn't because you'll see people in debt only spend red dollars, so you'll know they're in debt. People that had green dollars would be in trouble. That would be dangerous. I wouldn't even want that. I'm perfectly fine with it being psychological because I'm not on the wrong side of the economy now. I'm on the positive side of the economy where there are green dollars, not red dollars. Imagine the majority of people are in debt. So imagine the amount of red dollars that would be used in the economy if it was true. Now, if you went to a store or a restaurant and you say like you were at a restaurant and you decided to leave a tip, and then all of a sudden you pulled out green dollars and left it on the table, you wouldn't leave. First of all, you wouldn't leave a tip with green dollars on the table if all the people in the restaurant have red dollars and you drop green dollars. Now you have to have your head on the swivel because everybody's going, oh, that person got money. Look at this and that. Da da da. It's no different than, it's no different than somebody, wearing a $20,000 Rolex watch up in a If you know your watches and you see that, I don't know. Good luck. Any questions before I get out of here? Again, appreciate it. That's what I'm here for, man. I want you guys to get it. It's only a matter of time. It really is. It's only a matter of time. All right, I guess I'm gonna wrap it up here. Get on out of here with that daylight savings. I totally forgot it was daylight savings time too. Woke up, I was like, damn, something feels off today. What's going on? Daylight savings time. That's what that is. Red dollars must expand exponentially. Life until damn it. I hate when he throws them big ass words. Entropy kicks in. Now I gotta see if I'm even pronouncing that right. In death. Then with conception, rebirth, interesting. Huh. Andre think he's so cool because he got a spaceship. He might get a spaceship. He's probably a used 1990 model. Anybody know the year of Andre's spaceship? I'm sure it's an old one. It's probably an 85, financed. Who wants to be seen in a used spaceship anyway? Oh, how embarrassing. What's up, Lumina? About to sign out of here. Can you imagine coming up in a spaceship to some? Oh, look at that old ass. Oh my God. It only can go light speed. Oh, upgrade, please. God. All right, you guys have a good night. Good Sunday evening. You guys catch the spaceship so good. It's got square wheels. You guys have a good evening, okay? I appreciate you all. Thank you, SMD family. Much appreciated, like always. Until next time, you guys have a good evening.